Evening everyone, hope you're good. Just a walk round of our body shop of Pristine classic cars and our assembly shop. Mini Cooper S, 1964 I believe it is. Had a full panel up with brand new panels, but as you can see, a lot of prep work. Because these heritage panels are not as straight as they were after 50 or 60 years worth of pressings. This one's going solid black as well, so it's got to be exceptionally straight. Hopefully a few more weeks on that before we can get some paint on it. Got a 2002 TII in bare metal under the dusty cover there. 635 CSI. So we've got engine bay now fully prepped and seam sealed, ready for paint next week. Wheel arches are done. Not sure how much we can see, but full underbody is black raptored finish. And all four wheel arches are done back in factory 060 Polaris silver. So we should have this shell painted next couple of weeks. Got a little Fiat 500 there. Metal work's done. We managed to get it on a rotisserie last week and wrapped body coloured in the 419 Fiat turquoise underneath. So hopefully a few more weeks we should have the body ready to paint as well. Our own 2002 TII. No body work needed on that one, but we've just pulled all the running gear out of it and we're going to basically tidy up the whole underneath, powder coat all the axles before we get that up for sale in the summer. Maserati 3500 GT, super rare car that is, a lovely looking thing. So we're just tidying up the bonnet and the boot lid here. We've had to make a surround for, or as close as we can to the original factory for the number plate surround there. So obviously you can't buy parts off the shelf for these, so we have to fabricate them. E21 C1 2.3 Alpina, having a full restoration, just tidying up in the engine bay now, ready. Hopefully we'll get that in colour in a few weeks as well. Assembly, we've got our 316 E21 M44 powered, so that's just bumpers and last trim bits and that's done. There's some of the parts there for our stock 2002 TII, all been stripped, shot blasted and fully assembled, so that should be back together next week hopefully. Long wheelbase 3 litre LE3. We've spoken about this one before, so that is just bonnet now to fit. Suspension, unfortunately, the owner supplied us new front springs. As you can see, it's sitting pretty low on the front. It should be as high as that on the back. So Monday we've got the correct front springs coming and we'll strip that back off and get that back together. Last few bits of chrome on that to go on, so say bonnet. And that will hopefully be MOT'd and going, subject to the weather, within the next couple of weeks if we can get some mileage on it. Dan from Dynamic Details, Mark 1 Golf GTI there. Normally on air ride, he's just got it on static at the moment, just while we do a few bits and pieces for him, a couple of brake pipes and some tidying up bits for him. 1971, very early, was my car a few years ago. One owner before me bought it from Fairfield BMW, a local dealer, in 1971. E3 2500, so we've done a full restoration on that, or body resto, axles etc. are ready, and we'll start hopefully assembly on that in the next couple of weeks. But their original floors in this, seals, chassis legs, we did no welding whatsoever on it. It's unbelievable, it's a real survivor. So it's original factory texture, how that was in 1971, we've just painted it. Just re-seam sealed it and painted it, so Yeah, lovely car though. It's quite sad to sell this one actually, but it's going into a nice big collection, so good home. And we've got our 2002 TII, the one that we fully restored for 3 years for a customer. Finished it last year, got accident damaged, front and rear, heavy hit. Not structural, but just panel, and we stripped it out to a bare shell, and just this week we've finished it. That's it, MOT, and get some mileage on it next week, hopefully, and that can go back to the owner. So you can actually get some mileage on it now, because he did not even 100 miles last time. Holy Grail of 2002s, that's our own car. Full FIA logbook with that one, done historic racing, Le Mans Classic and Goodwood, some other touring car events. Yeah, the chap, I think, did this in the 90s to it when they weren't worth a great deal of money. So we've now bought that. It's a nice, solid car though, lots of paperwork, lovely thing. And we're going to strip that out to a shell and restore that back to a completely standard, you know, nut and bolt restored throughout 2002 turbo. Ready to go up for sale later this year, hopefully. Also Holy Grail of early, not officially badged M5, but M535 E12, fantastic, one of my absolute favourites, so that's very close to finish as well. Another one, not quite a classic, well, becoming a classic, I mean 2010, E90 M3. Obviously the only M3 to ever have a V8 in it, naturally aspirated V8, 2-owner car, 40,000 miles, exceptional condition throughout, but the usual road grime underneath. So we've stripped everything off, all the axles. We left the engine and gearbox in just about, and yeah, shocks are coming off, but we've basically powder coating, zinc plating, replacing nuts, bolts, clips, a full underbody detail on that. We're not painting the top body, we don't need to. Interior on it is absolutely exceptional as well. You know, untrimmed, unmolested, completely original car, so lovely thing, one of the best sounding engines. And then last but not least, we've got our red CSL hiding away in our detail bay. Again, very close. We've had this car for a long time. Just got all these parts back. New badges, trimmed, original CSL steering wheel, sun visors in the original black perforated material. Just detail work now. Last few bits and pieces to go on it. And then hopefully that can go to the owner. Yeah, plenty more in our storage to do, but we're just trying to get a few cars finished off now, so all good. So that's us for now. Hope you're all well, and we'll have another update in a couple of weeks. Take care.